Hey YouTubers. So today YouTubers we're gonna talk about how this woman husband took his mistress to Greece. Y'all know I love stories like this. So let's get into it.
To Greece with his side piece and lied to me that he's going on business. And this is what I did. Story time. So my husband been seeing this girl for a while. I knew about it. This whole time he was seeing this girl, that when I found out that he was seeing this girl, I pretended to go to the doctor and have issues where I can't have sex for a while. So knowing that I can't have sex and he's naive to what I told him, I was protecting myself from any unexpected STDs. So he booked this trip to go to Greece. So he's supposed to. So story back up. He told me he has a business trip and he has to fly to another state for that business trip. So I didn't say anything to him. I wasn't sure if he was lying because he does go on business trip out of state. But he tells me he's not just out of state, he's going out of state for this business trip and then he has to go overseas for the other part with his business partners. I was like, I'm used to him doing that as well, going overseas. So I'm like, okay. I didn't say anything, but I was suspicious because I knew he was cheating. So I went while he was out. I logged in and I checked his itinerary. I've never done that before, and he never expected me to do that because it's not something that I would do. And I never told him that I was suspicious of him of cheating or anything. So he went to he decided to go on this trip. I went and I checked his itinerary. When I checked his itinerary, it said that he's flying to this state and then he's getting on a boat and he's going to Greece. He's going to Greece. I've never been. I've traveled a lot, but I've never been. So I was like, okay, you're going to Greece? So am I. But I'm not going on a boat. So anyhow, I call my bestie and I said, girl, this is what's happening. Deed, I do. I tell her the deed. And she was like, so what you going to do? I said, well, if he's going on vacation to Greece with his girlfriend, I need a Greece vacation too. So she's like, are you going to go on the boat? And I'm like, no, I'm going to take a plane. I don't want to travel on a boat to go to Greece. I want to go to Greece and enjoy that whole week. He said he's going to be away for 8 days. And I was like, okay, baby, I'll see you in 8 days. So I went ahead and we have certain credit cards that we don't use unless it's like dire emergencies. Those are for like emergency. So we don't, because we leave those in the house, we never take those out with us. We don't have set up for notification that the card has been used or whatever. So I use that card and I book me a first class ticket to Greece in the same one of the resort that he will be stopping at, an all inclusive resort. And I went there and I stayed there, right? So no, I booked that. So when he left, so on day two after he left, that's when my flight leaves, right? So I'm still communicating. He calls, he checks in, blah blah blah, and I check in, and I'm fine, and blah blah blah, this and that. So while he's on the boat, and certain times he can't make any phone calls, but he's telling me it's because he's in meetings. So I'm like, okay, baby, do what you got to do, make that money, honey. So I booked this trip for me and my girlfriend, paid in full by him, that he don't know, and we went on a little shopping spree because we have to get our demure outfits together for Greece. Because Greece is not just hopping on an island. You know, you need to look the part. So we bought our outfits on said credit card, and we booked our flight to Greece. 2 days after he left, I guess he was on the water going. We flew to Greece and got there. Right, so we're in Greece, enjoying everything of Greece. So mind you, I didn't bring a credit card. I took cash from where we keep our cash, or his cash, and we were spending mostly cash. And yes, we used some credit cards, but it was credit card that he wouldn't see the charges. And I'm there, and we're enjoying ourselves, child. Everything from the high end, everything, and we're doing high end luxury shopping. We're doing all the excursion, all the things. So I guess he was supposed to get there on for because that was their last stop, so they were going to be there for 24 hours. While we already there for days, enjoying myself, and I'm enjoying life. When he calls, I answer because my phone still works in Greece because we pay the bill. And when he calls, I answer. And sometimes when he's talking to me, like, I can't hear you, I can't hear. So I make it sound like it's on his part why I can't hear him. But, so we spend our whole time, me and my girlfriend, we had so much fun. That all inclusive was so much fun, luxury to the highest, right? So on day two, on the last 2 days, he got there, because I guess they're both stopped in different countries on the way there. He got there and he, I wasn't hiding, was my friend. So we're at breakfast. We're at breakfast. And who do we see scrolling? My husband. That beautiful man walking with a nice, beautiful girl on his arm. They both color coordinated her outfit, her bathing suit, and her cover up, like a little dress thing that she could come into the dining room in. And he's all dressed up in his little shorts and his shirt unbuttoned, and he has a little hat, fedora. I'm like, don't they look cute together? So I sat there. I didn't go over to them, and I had my breakfast. And they came in and they sat there and they eat and they smooch and they whatever. They didn't see us, and then they left. And then while he was there, I took a picture of both of them. And I called him and I was like, are you okay? Are you in your meetings? And he said, yeah, we're swamped over here trying to make this deal, blah, blah, blah. So I sent him the picture. And I said, you look cute. And he's like, what? Where you get this from? What? And then I'm like, don't worry about it, baby. You are okay. You look good. She looks good too. It's all right. And he tried to call me back. I didn't respond. So now they're at the pool hanging out. And I went out there, me and my friend. And we got in the pool and there was a swim up bar and they were sitting there and we just scoot up right next to them and we ordered drinks and this man turned around and looked at me and I looked at him and he looked at me and I looked at him and she looked at me and I looked at her and he was like stuttering, like can't speak. I'm like, oh hi, nice to meet you here. You come here a lot? And I just turn around with my friend and we just keep having our drinks and whatever. Now he's holding on to my hand to leave the bar, the swim up bar, to go talk. I'm like, I'm having fun. You go over there, you have fun. Girl, get your man. Go have fun. I'm sure you want to know what happened next. Ask for part two, and you'll know. So nosy. So he's trying his hardest to talk to me at the bar, and I'm like, because I'm like, just this is what he's getting, like the whole that calm, happy go lucky girl type of situation. I wasn't stressed that you cheated. I wasn't stressed that you decided to take your side piece on a luxury vacation. I wasn't stressed. Me and this man has no kids together. One. So I wasn't stressed. So anyway, we were sitting there and he's still trying to get to me and whatever. So I had booked an excursion that day to go do a photo shoot. So I got up and me and my friend, we left the bar and he's trying to follow us and he forgot about this poor girl. Like she's sitting there by herself, don't know what to do. She don't know if she going back on a boat, a plane, a train, a car, or she gonna fly or she gonna morph back to the United States. So I got out of the pool, me and my friend walking, and he walked out and he grabbed me. Not grabbed me like aggressively grabbed, but he's like, can you please let us talk? Let us talk. Let us talk. I'm like, baby, we'll talk when we are on US soil. I don't think you want to talk in another country right now. We'll talk when we get home. I'm gonna go do what I came here to do. You go do what get all the fun you want to have. You brought her here. I'm sure you paid her well, or you spent a lot. Get your money's worth, baby. Get your money's worth. We'll talk later. And he would not leave me alone. So I'm walking into the lobby and he's still walking behind me, fussing and stuff. And I looked at a security and the security looked at me and was like, do you need help? And I'm like, yeah, this man is bothering me. I don't know him. And he's bothering me. And he's like, no, she's my wife. I said, I do not know him. Do you see me wearing a ring? I don't have a ring. I'm not married. I don't know this man. Could you have him leave me alone? So we went, he talked to him and tell him you can't, whatever, whatever. So I went to the room and we changed and we grabbed our stuff to bring our clothes because we have like some dresses that we want to switch out. And we went to the shuttle came and picked us up and we went to our location and we did our photo shoot and it was bomb. We did our photo shoot. After we did our photo shoot, we came back to the hotel and we got dressed for dinner. When we went to dinner, I was looking to see him, but there's multiple restaurants, so he could have been at anyone. But he was blowing up my phone. At this point, I turned my phone off and left it in the hotel room because I didn't need it no more. He knew where I was, and I knew where he was, and that was that. So we went to dinner, had our dinner, and they had a little party thing, and we enjoyed, and we want to step, and we got lit, and we enjoyed ourselves. My friend is my ride or die, and she do whatever I'm down for. And we had our fun and whatever. And we went back to our room and we slept. And he keeps calling, keeps calling, keeps calling, keeps calling. Nothing. Now their boat leaves the next day, so they got to get out of the hotel and go back on that boat. That man came to the front desk, tried to find me, whatever. I don't know how he did, but for some reason we ran into each other. I came down to the desk and we not ran into each other, but he was trying to find me and they called me and I came down. So I was like, you need to leave me alone and we'll talk about this when we get home. You don't want this in the streets. You do not want this in the street. I'm here to enjoy myself. I'll see you in a couple of days. So long story short, he left with the girl because he was like, no, 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 I'm not going back on that boat. I'll get my stuff and I'll fly back with you. I'm like, no, you're not. If you don't want to be arrested in this country with me screaming bloody murder, you better go take that girl home. You took her here. You're not leaving her stranded and you're not letting her go back on the boat by herself. You're going to be a gentleman, as I thought you were, and you're going to take this girl back on the boat. And I'm sure she knew you were married, so this shouldn't be a shock to her. So go enjoy the rest of your time and your long ride back to the United States. I'll see you when I see you. And it's like, when are you leaving this? No, no, baby. No, I'll see you when I see you. I know where you live. I know where you live. I'll come see you, okay? Or you come see me, whichever one of us get there first. So anyhow, I had another day there. So I had two, it was like that day and then the other day and then a day later we flew out. So we flew back to my friend and I, we flew back to the US. We had a blast, y'all. I've never had a vacation like that. I've had vacation, but that vacation was filled with all kind of things. Trust me, I can't even speak on it. So we went back to the US and whatever time it took for him to come home, he came home and he came home hollering, bawling, carrying on, whatever. And he came home to me being in the house just the same way he always leave me in the house and go do what he got to do. He came back. I was working in my office and he came, knocked on the door. Can you talk? I'm like, I'll talk to you when I'm done working. I'm not going to stop working just to come talk to you. You don't do that. Mm-mm. So I finished up my online work and I came out and was like, "Can I help you?" And he's like, "Don't talk to me like I'm a nobody. Like you don't know me. We're husband and wife." I said, "Are we now? Are we?" And he's like, "Yeah, I made a mistake and blah blah." I said, "Honey, you've had this mistake going on for months. Why didn't you say nothing? Why should I be the one to say something? I should tell you not to cheat. All you got to do is tell me you wanted to go somewhere else, you wanted to leave, you wanted us to be over with. I would have been fine with it. Because one thing with me, I'm not going to hold on to something that doesn't belong to me." And said, "Oh, I don't like how you're taking this easy. You're probably cheating." I said, "No, I'm just happy I found out the time I did. And thank you for that vacation." Said, "What do you mean?" "Oh, I booked that vacation on your dime, honey. You think I was gonna not book it on your dime when you're taking somebody else on a trip?" Furthermore, I came back and before I left for this trip, I filed for divorce. So you'll be all right. You could be a free agent and you could do whatever you want. I said, "No, I want to be with you." Blah. I'm like, mm-mm, mm-mm. So he went from begging to now being aggressively, nasty with his mouth. Like, "Oh, well, this is my house and you're not taking anything and blah, 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 and this and that and whatever." And I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, "Okay." I'm like, "Yeah, okay." So we went through the divorce process. Time went by, we went through the divorce process. They asked me, "Do you need anything?" I said, "The only thing I need is what's supposed to be mine. I don't want nothing else that wasn't mine before or wasn't given to me." And he's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, that car in the driveway that you said not to take, honey, that was a gift. You bought that as a gift to me. That's not a property that you own. And thank you for buying that cash. Thank you. I love you so much for that. Yeah, that car is mine. And this mortgage, my name is half on this deed. So is either you're gonna buy me out because I'm not leaving. So either you're gonna buy me out or something else because I'm not leaving and you gotta go." And said, "No, the house is mine, blah, blah, blah." I said, "You want the house? Okay, buy me out. Buy me out." And it's like, oh, well, there's nothing. Well, you could have half the house and you could have your car and whatever clothes and stuff you have in the house, but everything else is mine. I said, everything else like what? Oh, the bank accounts and blah blah blah, other than your private bank account, whatever, it's mine and whatever. I said, when we got married, we signed a prenup, right? Yeah, we signed a prenup, so you're not supposed to get anything. I said, you forgot one clause in the prenup. It says what? If I have full evidence of you cheating, I get 70% of everything because you told me you would never cheat on me. That was your words. You would never cheat on me. And to prove it to me, you said 70% of everything you own. And then in the prenup, you forgot. And baby, I got all the evidence. Thank you very much. I got the itineraries. I got all the pictures from your dinners and your hotel charges with your girlfriend. I got everything and your whole cruise with your girlfriend. Yeah. So guess what? 70% of everything is mine. So you could take your little 30% and go share it with your bitch because I won.
I love that. That was juicy. Yes, I did. I love that. YouTubers. And to the next story. Stay safe and stay woke.